Hello, my name is Michael Broski. This is the second recording in a series on general information for RSA discretionary grant competitions. We will now highlight a few items contained in the application. In this technical assistance video, we discuss the common application instructions, Data Universal Numbering System, referred to as DUNS, and System for Award Management, referred to as SAM, Grants.gov, Uniform Administrative Guidance, and Technical Assistance to Grantees, and Education Department General Administrative Regulations, otherwise referred to as EDGAR. As part of a broader effort to reduce barriers for applicants, the Department of Education published a set of common instructions on February 13, 2019, in the Federal Register for applicants seeking funds under a discretionary grant competition. These common instructions are referenced in all notice inviting applications, or NIAs. The NIA will contain a hyperlink to the instructions, so please be sure you review them. We provided a hyperlink to the instructions on this slide and in the handout that accompanies this recording. Slides 12 through 14 highlight a few items within the common application instructions on how to submit your application. Before you are able to do business with the department, applicants must have a Data Universal Numbering System, or DUNS number, and a Taxpayer Identification Number, or TIN. A DUNS number is a unique 9-character identification number provided by the commercial company Dun & Bradstreet, or D&B. Office of Management and Budget, OMB, has adopted the use of the DUNS number as a way to identify organizations that receive grant awards and to track how grant money is dispersed. Check with your fiscal or business office to see if your institution has an assigned DUNS before contacting Dun & Bradstreet. A TIN is an identification number used by the Internal Revenue Service, or IRS, in the administration of tax laws. An example of a TIN is an Employer Identification Number, or EIN. When you go to the DUNS website, select DUNS toward the top middle of the home page. It is the last option after the tab labeled About Us. When you select the DUNS tab, there is a drop-down menu with options to assist you. There is a telephone number to contact for further assistance. Alternatively, you may use the live chat option available on the home page. We provided a link to the DUNS page on this slide and in the handout. Both the DUNS number and the TIN must be registered in SAM, the U.S. federal government's primary registrant database. If the payee DUNS number is different than an applicant or grantee DUNS number, both numbers must be registered in SAM. Registration on SAM may take approximately 1 week to complete and could take upwards of several weeks to complete, depending upon the completeness and accuracy of the data entered into the SAM database by an applicant. You may begin working on your application while completing the registration process, but you cannot submit an application until all of the registration steps are complete. A link to SAM is provided on the slide and in the handout. Once your SAM registration is active, it will take 24 to 48 hours for the information to be available in Grants.gov, and before you can submit an application through the Grants.gov website. For detailed information on the registration steps, please go to the Grants.gov website. Please note that your organization will need to update its SAM registration annually.
Hi, this is Kristen Reinhardt-Fernandez, and I'll be closing out the second recording. Thank you, Michael. The Government Paperwork Elimination Act, PL 105 through 277, requires that all federal agencies provide their customers the capability to conduct business electronically. Grants.gov is the electronic vehicle to search and apply for grants. Grants.gov provides an index for application notices by CFDA number for the relevant competition. Grants.gov has an accessibility link if there is an accessibility question or issue. The link is contained on this slide and in the handout. There are a number of tutorials frequently asked questions and guides available on Grants.gov to assist you in preparing and submitting your application, and we invite you and your teams to take full advantage of those resources. To help you get started, slides 16 through 21 will highlight a few items. Some slides will contain screenshots of various pages on the Grants.gov website. The latest versions of Microsoft Internet Explorer, Mozilla Firefox, Google Chrome, and Apple Safari are supported for use with Grants.gov. However, these web browsers undergo frequent changes and updates, so we recommend you have the latest version when using Grants.gov. Legacy versions of those web browsers may be functional, but you may experience issues. To register with Grants.gov for the first time, select the Register link in the top right corner of the Grants.gov banner. Passwords are valid for 60 days and will not be valid on the 61st day onward. Your Grants.gov account is automatically deactivated after 365 days of inactivity or not logging in for a year. Grants.gov automatically sends you 4 separate warning emails, 1 per week for the 4 weeks immediately preceding your deactivation. If you forget your username and passcode, you will need to reset. You can do this by selecting Login at the top right corner of the Grants.gov banner. When you get to the Login page, there will be a box to enter your username and passcode. Directly under that box, there are hyperlinks to select I forgot my password or I forgot my username. If your account is deactivated, you will first need to reset your password. If you forget your password, follow the steps to reset the password and then proceed with reestablishing your account. The Applicants tab on the Grants.gov homepage offers a number of resources, including how to apply for grants, tracking your application, applicant training, frequently asked questions, and more. For additional tips related to submitting grant applications, please refer to the Grants.gov Applicant FAQs. A link is provided in the handout that accompanies this recording. Grants.gov applicants can apply online using the Workspace tool. Workspace is a shared online environment where members of a grant team may simultaneously access and edit different web forms within an application. Users may create individual instances of a workspace for each funding opportunity announcement. On the Grants.gov homepage, select the 4th tab from the left, labeled Applicant. There will be a drop-down menu. The left-hand side of the table is labeled Grant Application. There are 2 options to select. The first is titled How to Apply for Grants and Track Your Application. The right-hand side is labeled Applicant Resources, and 9 options follow. Users have a choice to fill out forms online or offline by downloading PDF versions that allow you to check for errors before submission. After successful transmission of the application in Grants.gov, applicants will receive an automatic acknowledgement from Grants.gov that contains a Grants.gov tracking number. The department will retrieve the applications from Grants.gov, which will generate a second confirmation to the applicant that will include a proposal request or PR award number. This number typically begins with the letter H, followed by the CFDA number and alpha, if applicable, and then the fiscal year. Using the sequence, an example is H129, B as in boy, 19. The Uniform Administrative Requirements, Cost Principles, and Audit and Requirements of Federal Awards, or the Uniform Guidance, may be found in 2 C.F.R. Part 200. A link is provided on the slide and in the handout that accompanies this recording. The uniform guidance streamlines and consolidates government rules and requirements for receiving and using federal awards so as to reduce administrative burden on award recipients, improve outcomes, and guard against the risk of waste and misuse of federal funds. Slides 20 and 21 contain screenshots of the Uniform Guidance Technical Assistance page within the Department of Education's website. A link to the Technical Assistance page is provided on each slide and in the handout that accompanies this recording. The Technical Assistance page is dedicated to assisting grantees with the implementation of the Uniform Guidance, including through Department of Education specific training and resources, as well as training material produced by the Office of Management and Budget. Questions about the Department of Education's implementation and training efforts related to the Uniform Guidance may be emailed, and an email address is provided in the handout that accompanies the slide. The Department of Education's Technical Assistance page includes topical resources on audit requirements, cost principles, indirect costs, internal controls, procurement, and risk and subaward management. There is also additional information on regulations and laws, training and resources, and Department of Education specific crosswalks of various material. The Education Department General Administrative Regulations, or EDGAR, program-specific regulations, and any other grant regulations can be found in the Notice Inviting Applications under Section 1, Roman numeral 1, Funding Opportunity Description, Applicable Regulations. They are typically listed right under the Program Authority section. This slide concludes the second recording.